How would you like to know the top trending sports cards of the week? Welcome, everybody. I'm Coach Co, and you are here with Sports Cards Pro, the data tracking tool that's going to give you the upper hand with collecting. Team, we are going to start this video off by jumping onto the Sports Cards Pro website. Alrighty, we are going to be checking out the top trending sports cards of the week. In order to do so, you're going to go over to the tools section. Before we get started, I will let you know that this is part of the premium features. So for $6 a month, you get access to this plus many other features. However, just for subscribing to this YouTube channel, just for hitting that notification bell, you are going to get access to it and an in-depth analysis right this second, absolutely for free. So we're going to go into sales, volume, data. We got basketball up first. And we have a hobby box taking over second spot here. We talked about Nikola Jokic last week, and I thought that he should be higher up on the list. Lo and behold, after he wins his chip, he's up here. So he's number 1 on this list. We have Bowman Chrome University at number 2 spot. I think this is really interesting. I don't normally talk about products on this channel, but I'm going to in this case. Now, this is interesting because Bowman Chrome University is technically not licensed. I mean, it's not an NBA product, right? So, and Topps doesn't have the licensing of basketball, the NBA at least, not yet. Seeing how well this product is doing and how it's actually trending up, this is different than the traditional market trends. Generally speaking, unlicensed product don't do very well in the open market. But in the case of Bowman Chrome University, I mean, we're seeing a lot of people have interest in collecting these players' sports cards before they debut. Again, very interesting because if we look back on products like Prism Draft, they don't generally do very well. So this is a very interesting case for me. It's $147.80 for a hobby box right now. As you saw previously, this is the second highest in terms of sales volume with 98. Now, of course, Victor Wembanyama just got selected first overall. So that has a lot to do with it. His cards are probably not going to be out for quite some time. So it's going to be very interesting to see how cards from this set are going to pan out, and if we're going to continue to see them tops of the chart for the 7-day volume. All right, next up, we've got baseball. Elly De La Cruz absolutely crushing it. Guy just hit a cycle. A rookie hitting a cycle is like unbelievable. Playing very, very well. 149 in terms of his 7-day volume. We are going to get into Corbin Carroll, though. This is the rookie of the year favorite as of right now. This is who Elly De La Cruz has to chase. A big reason why the Diamondbacks are performing way better than most people have anticipated them to this season. Now, of course, we are halfway through, but I mean, so far, so good. This guy is playing off the charts. His ungraded 2023 Topps Series 2 card is going for $3.68. PSA 10s are going for 50 plus. 9.5s are going for 33.47, and a 9 is going for $17. So if you were to grade this card and get anything less than a 10, it's probably not worth it financially, at least the base version of this card. So keep that in mind when either sending into grade or buying. All right, folks. Next up on this list, we have football, and surprise, surprise, Mr. Brock Purdy is tops this list. It's always Brock Purdy or Kenny Pickett, it looks like. So Brock Purdy's Donruss Optic, 64 in terms of sales volume. Perhaps people are getting excited. I mean, football season is shortly approaching. You got a few months left, but generally speaking, buying in the offseason is the play. So there seems to be a lot of people who are banking on the fact that Brock Purdy is going to be the starter over Trey Lance, that Brock Purdy is going to continue the success he had last season, that Brock Purdy is not going to be injured. So there's a lot of what ifs with this Brock Purdy card, not just this card, but Brock Purdy in general. But, I mean, here we see the market speculating. His ungraded copy of this Optic is $7.50. 9s are $18.87. PSA 10s, $53.68. Again, this is a scenario where if you grade it, comes back less than a 10, is probably not worth it. And you're going to start seeing this a lot more the more that we dive into these charts, especially when it comes to base cards. Base cards are plentiful right now with current productions and the rate at which people rip. So just keep that in mind. If you pull base, if you grade base, if you buy base, there are a lot out there, and the prices will reflect that if they haven't already. Next, we have hockey on the list, and I'm not going to showcase 2 boxes in a row. So we're going to talk about Mr. Jack Quinn of the Buffalo Sabres. 20 cards of his have sold in the last 7 days. This kid was part of the all-rookie team, if I'm not mistaken. $10.25 for his ungraded PSA 10. 9 gets you $23.35. So again, you see a scenario where if you do not get the 10, I mean, if you get a 9.5 or the 10, you're good. But if you get the 9, you technically have lost money in most case scenarios. Buffalo Sabres look like they're on a roll in terms of their prospects. It looks like they might actually be making the playoffs in the not so distant future. So I think a lot of people are anticipating that Jack Quinn takes that next step up going into next season. Next on this list, we have soccer. We have Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, Haaland, usual suspects. We're going to go into Kylian Mbappe. This is his 2017 Topps Chrome UEFA Champions League. Now, this is his rookie card. So this is his first ever card. I lied. I think there's a 2016 Select, if I'm not mistaken, as well, or 2017 Select. But this is between 1A, 1B. You can take your pick. Back in the day, they didn't have RC logos on them, so you wouldn't know that this is a rookie unless you actually knew what year he came into the league, or not into the league, but when year he became relevant, at least. These ungraded copies back in 2021 were selling for $200. And since then, they have come down considerably, despite his continued success, both internationally and at club level. His ungraded copy is going for $68.77. PSA 10s are $275. 9s are $83. 9.5s will cost you $201.81. We're going to take the time to showcase the Pop Report option on this wonderful, wonderful website we are showcasing today. So PSA 10s, there's 1,149 of them. The 9s, there's 1,131. So very, very, very close there. 8s, 119, and so on and so forth. So there's only about 2,500 copies of this thing graded with PSA. I think that's an important thing to note when buying cards. I mean, you want to kind of know how many of them exist. I think it's also interesting to see gem rates. What that means is what percentage of these end up being 10s. This will allow you to make smart decisions when it comes to buying and or selling. If this is a card that gems quite easily, you know, you might want to take a flyer on one, and I hope it comes back that 10, given the fact that there's such a high success rate in grading these. It's about 50-50 in terms of like 9s and 10s. We're going to go into our next category, soccer, into UFC. Now, we have Bo Nickel. Again, very high on this list. This is a rookie in the most recent 2023 Panini UFC set. 10 of his cards have sold. I think that the reason why there's so many 2023 cards up here is because a lot more people have been ripping UFC. A lot more people have been watching UFC. We had that mad Hasbulla chase early on. And I think as a result of that, a lot of people ripped. And now people are trying to get their money back. And that's what this Bo Nickel card is, I believe. I mean, I could be wrong. Let me know in the comment section if you think that Bo Nickel is a good buy. I mean, maybe other people need to know this as well. But $3.63. Ungraded copies, they've actually gone up a little bit, so $3.86. PSA 10s, $52.50. 9s are $20. 9.5 is $31. If you graded with the PSA special, you might have broken even with a 9, but again, you see base cards and grading, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense, people. Again, you buy what you like, you collect what you like, you grade what you like, but if you are looking for profitability, the chances are grading base is a thing of the past. Final category is wrestling, and we have a very interesting one at the top of the list. I love when this stuff happens. 7-day volume. You got 6 of them sold. The Ultimate Warrior 1990 Classic, WWF World Wrestling Federation. Ungraded copies were going for about $5, and then back in February they catapulted up to about $6.50. They have since come down to $2.28. PSA 10s are $115. 9s are $35. 8s are $20. 9.5s, $42. So this is a case where if you find a really nice copy, even if it comes back an 8, I mean, you break even. But if you get into that 9 territory, 9.5, 10, I mean, it's a decent markup there, especially if you're submitting with the PSA promotion, which I think it was $13 a card for any card 1990 or earlier, or a 1990 or later. And by later, I mean closer to the year that we're in now, 2023. Team, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the top trending sports cards of the week. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share. We give stuff away on this channel. Also, I'm giving away free information on a weekly basis, so why would you not want to? I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Coach Co and Sports Cards Pro are out of here.